Hello everyone and welcome back to Rollin'-ish. My name is Matt and in today's video we're going to focus on the Ranger Archetypes. These are going to be your subclasses available to you starting at 3rd level when you choose the Ranger class. If you haven't done so already, go check out our Intro to Ranger video where we take a deep dive into all the features that all Rangers get regardless of their archetype. In this video, we're going to focus on those archetypes, starting with the Hunter. So when you choose the Hunter archetype, you're essentially going to be somebody that is ranging, but ranging for purpose. You're on the prowl. You're looking for something specifically. This could be a hunter-gatherer type. This could be a monster hunter. There are different options available to you based on your prey. And that's the first feature that you're going to come across at 3rd level is a choice to choose your hunter's prey. You gain one of the following features. So let's take a look at these 3. Colossus Slayer, if you choose this, you basically are going to be dealing a little bit more damage. So when you hit a creature with a weapon attack, the creature takes an extra 1d8 damage if it's below its hit point max. So something that's already been hit, right? It would be below its max. So something that's already taken damage, you can deal this damage only once per turn. So if you have extra attack, which is something you get at 5th level, you're not going to be able to deal this damage if you hit twice, right? Because you get swing, swing. It says you can deal this damage once per turn. So this is going to be something that is going to allow you to do a bit of extra damage. When you look at the second option, Giant Killer, this is going to depend on the creature's size. When a large or larger creature within 5 feet of you hits or misses you with an attack, so you just being its target, you can use your reaction to attack that creature immediately after its attack, provided that you could see it. So, this is going to be something that is larger, things like an ogre, a giant, dragons, things like that. Anything that has the large or larger size. And then there is Horde Breaker. Horde Breaker is going to be a feature that you could select where once on each of your turns when you make a weapon attack, you can make another attack with the same weapon against a different creature that's within 5 feet of the original target within range of your weapon. So this is a good thing, as there are some creatures like kobolds, for example, who have pack tactics. Those type of creatures are going to want to stick together because they get advantage when they stick close together and attack you. So Horde Breaker is going to be something that is going to be good for that. But as long as your enemies are within 5 feet of each other, when you make an attack here, you can make another attack here as part of the same turn. And you could do this on each of your turns, so long as they're still staying together and it's within range of your weapon. That'll be really beneficial just because it's almost like an extra attack, provided that your enemies are close together. So those are the options that you have for Hunter's Prey. Colossus Slayer is extra damage. Giant Killer uses a reaction as long as the creature's large or larger. And then Horde Breaker is like an extra swing so long as they're together, your targets. At 7th level, you get something called Defensive Tactics. So you'll get a choice of the 3 following options. Escape the Horde. Opportunity attacks against you have disadvantage. This is going to make it easier for you to escape, which is why it is called Escape the Horde. But for you to be able to move around the map with a lower likelihood of getting hit when you move while you're engaged, that is a good feature to have. And then the other option to choose from is called Multi-Attack Defense. When a creature hits you with an attack, you gain a +4 bonus to your AC against all subsequent attacks made by that creature for the rest of the turn. So if you're facing off against a creature that has the extra attack feature, When they go swing and hit you, when they come at you again for another swing, and it could be 2, it could be 3, it could be 4, depending on the creature. If you're their target and you get hit, any attack after that is going to have to deal with your higher AC, because now it's like your awareness is up. You got hit and it kind of woke you up, right? It's your awareness is up, and the likelihood of you deflecting the blow or something like that is greater because you get that +4 to your AC. Honestly, I love that all day. Give me that all day, especially once you hit like 5th level, you're dealing with creatures who attack more than once. So this would be very, very good option for the long term, and probably my favorite on this list. Lastly, the other option you get to choose from at 7th level is called Steel Will. You have advantage against saving throws on being frightened. Okay, so that might come into play seldomly, depending on the creatures that are in your campaign and their ability to frighten. But of these 3 options, multi-attack defense is probably the most utilitarian one, and I think that would be a great choice for your Hunter Ranger. At 11th level, multi-attack. You gain one of the following features. Volley. You can use your action to make a ranged attack against any number of creatures within 10 feet of a point you can see within your weapon's range. You must have ammunition for each target as normal, and you must make separate attack rolls for each. So, using your action to make a ranged attack against certain number of creatures within a 10-foot radius. So suppose you're defending an NPC that's on the map. Maybe that is your point. So anything within 10 feet of the NPC you're defending, since you're farther away, you can attack them all. Maybe you're defending a door, right? Maybe the party is rushing in and they leave you in charge of defending the door and not letting anyone in. And people that come within 10 feet is you could just roll to hit all of them. That's really cool. Another way to look at this is a different choice called Whirlwind Attack. You can use your action to make a melee attack against any number of creatures within 5 feet of you, making a separate attack for each. So maybe you're not going to be the archer and want that 10-foot radius. Maybe you're going to be the melee attacker. Maybe you're the one standing next to the NPC you're defending, and anything within 5 feet of it you're going to attack. Or maybe you're going to defend the door, or I keep thinking of Hodor. Hold the door. You're going to make sure that anything that comes within close of it, you'll be able to hit each thing. So that's why it's called Whirlwind Attack. So it's just a pick your poison kind of thing. If you're taking the archer stance and you want to focus on range weapon, maybe you pair that with volley. You know, if you're going to be more of a melee ranger, Whirlwind Attack is going to be the one you want to go with. Okay. At 15th level, you get the feature called Superior Hunter's Defense, where you get to choose one of the following. The first option is Evasion. When you are subjected to an effect, such as a Red Dragon's Fiery Breath or a Lightning Bolt spell, any effect that is going to make you need to roll a dexterity saving throw to only take half damage, you take no damage if you succeed, and only half damage if you fail. That's what this feature does. So typically, a fireball or something like that, any kind of spell or breath weapon effect that it's describing, and you need to make a dexterity saving throw, typically you're rolling to try and avoid the full blast, meaning if you succeed, you take half. If you fail, you take the full blast. This evasion is typically reserved as like a rogue feature. I know that in certain aspects, monks can take evasion, but this is a great feature to have, considering if you succeed on the saving throw, you take no damage. That is a very nice feature to get. So at 15th level, when you're fighting higher powered, higher level creatures, evasion is a great option to take. But there are 2 others. Stand Against the Tide. When a hostile creature misses you with a melee attack, you can use your reaction to force the creature to repeat the same attack against another creature other than itself of your choice. So it's kind of like it misses you, and then you use your reaction to make it hit a teammate instead. you could do that. And that's called stand against the tide. Now remember, you only have one reaction per turn. So you got to be judicious in how you're using that reaction. So if you use this, you're not going to be able to make an opportunity attack should an enemy move away from you, because that requires a reaction. So, if you're a tiefling and have Hellish Rebuke as a result of being targeted by, an attack, you wouldn't be able to use that if you're going to use this. So remember, you get one reaction per turn. You get them back. It recharges, so to speak, at the start of your next turn. So be judicious if you're going to choose this and how you use your reactions. The other option here is Uncanny Dodge. When an attacker you could see hits you with an attack, you could use your reaction to half the damage against you. So depending on how you are building your hunter, evasion's a nice thing to have to avoid damage completely. Stand against the tide is good to help you with numbers, so to speak. So if they miss you, you can use your reaction to make them target someone else. And then Uncanny Dodge, you could just use that as like getting hit really hard to just be able to use it in half the damage. But again, that options 2 and 3, both utilize your reaction. So you want to make sure that if you're going to choose Stand Against the Tide or Uncanny Dodge, that you do it in a judicious way. There you go. All right, that is going to bring us to the second option of the Ranger archetypes that you could choose at level 3. And this one is called the Beastmaster. This is going to be a Ranger that is embodying a friendship between self and creatures. So Beastmaster at 3rd level, you gain the ability to have a beast companion. This beast companion can be no larger than medium in size, and it must have a challenge rating of 1/4 or lower. So we're looking at smaller creatures, things like a hawk, a mastiff, a panther, and as you scroll over these things, you can see that they're pretty low level. Like a panther's got an AC of 12, 13 hit points. Your mastiff or your dog is going to have an AC of 12, but 5 hit points. And a hawk is going to have an AC of 13, but 1 hit point. Might be a little bit easier to manage the hawk because it can kind of scout for you as it flies around range. And then, just make sure that it doesn't get hunted by something else while there. What you could do is add your proficiency bonus to the beast's armor class, attack rolls, and damage rolls, as well as to any saving throws and skills it is proficient in. So because it has that bond with you, you're able to add your proficiency bonus to give them a little bit stronger stats because you're training this wild animal. It's your companion, so it should be a little bit smarter, maybe a little bit beefier, and it does have attacks on its turn. You're just going to follow whatever the stats are for it. However, you could add your proficiency bonus to the attack and damage rolls and any saving throws or skills that it is proficient in. You can add yours to that. As far as its hit point maximum, it's going to equal the hit point number in its stat block or 4 times your ranger level, whichever is higher. So you do have a little bit of choice there to increase some of these stats. Let's say at 3rd level, 4 times 3 is 12. You could get your mastiff up to 12 hit points. You could get your hawk up to 12 hit points because it says either use their stat or 4 times your ranger level, whichever is higher in terms of its stat block. So you could beef these up a little bit, which will be helpful. And like any creature, it can spend hit dice during a short rest to regain hit points. So you just have to check the sheet to see what kind of hit dice it is using. You can see this mastiff has 5 hit points, and in parentheses there it says 1d8 plus 1. So it's a d8 on short rests for your companion to rest. Your beast is going to obey your commands as best as it can. It's going to take its turn on your initiative. On your turn, you can verbally command it. Remember, speaking is a free action. Where to move. That's why it says no action required by you. You can use your action to verbally command it to attack, dash, disengage, or help. If you don't issue a command, the beast is going to hold a dodge, so it'll impose disadvantage on attacks against it if you do nothing at all. So maybe you won't find it useful or advantageous to use your companion in certain situations. It'll hold the dodge on its turn. Once you gain the extra attack feature, which is at 5th level, remember you're getting Ranger Companion at 3rd level. When you get extra attack, you can make a weapon attack yourself and then command your animal to attack. And those are your 2 attacks. One for you, one for them. Otherwise, up until you have extra attack, it's either you take the attack action or you utilize your action to make your companion do an attack. So maybe you can use that time between levels 3 and 5 to train it up and get it ready to start attacking. This is how I started doing it with my homebrew campaign, although I did allow the Ranger to have a slightly stronger companion. But yeah, that's how it works. It's going to take either his action to attack or one of his actions to attack. Now that he's past 5th level, but we follow this rule as well. If you're incapacitated or absent, the beast can act on its own, focusing to protect you and itself. The beast is never going to require your command to use its reaction, such as making an opportunity attack. That's just going to be up to you on your turn, right? Do you want it to, or you do not want it to? That's your call. When you're traveling through your favored terrain with only the beast, you can move stealthily at a normal pace, and if the beast dies, you can obtain a new companion by spending 8 hours magically bonding with a beast that isn't hostile to you. So if something happens to your original companion, you can always train another one. It's going to require some of your downtime to do so. That's at 3rd level. At 7th level, you get a feature called Exceptional Training. On any of your turns, when your beast companion doesn't attack, you can use a bonus action to command the beast to dash, disengage, or help on its turn. In addition, the beast's attacks now count as magical for overcoming resistances and immunities to non-magical attacks and damage. Because at higher levels, some of the creatures you're going to be facing off against might have a resistance or an immunity to non-magical damage. So your companion's attacks would be considered magical to not have it be a complete waste. At 11th level, you get a feature called Bestial Fury. When you command your beast companion to make an attack action, the beast can make 2 attacks, or it can take the multi-attack action if it has that action. So looking at the stat block, if it already has a multi-attack, great. You can use it starting when you reach 11th level. Or if it doesn't have that feature, you can allow it to make 2 attacks. That's called Bestial Fury. And then 15th level, there is a feature called Share Spells. When you cast a spell targeting yourself, you can also affect your beast companion with the spell, as long as your beast is within 30 feet of you. So let's say you are a ranger that has taken Cure Wounds. And you go to Cure Wounds yourself. If your beast is within 30 feet of you, you can have it heal also. So that's just an example of what you can do there. So Beastmaster is all about your beast companion and being able to set that up to be beneficial to help you and your party instead of it just being a random traveling pet that can't do anything. So the Ranger is the one that is going to be able to utilize this and allow your beast to do things and become essentially a party member. Just remember that it's going to take its turns on yours, and if you don't command it at all, it will take a dodge action. Just remember to take its turn when it's your turn. Don't forget about your beast companion. That's the whole point of taking this archetype, right? So those are the 2 that are in your player's handbook, Beastmaster and Hunter. Hunter is more geared towards you as the Ranger and hooking you up with some cool special features, where Beastmaster is going to be like for your companion and really supplement you in a different way as a Ranger. Both are really great options. Definitely check them out. And I know that there are other supplements out there that have more than this for Ranger archetypes, like Tasha's Cauldron of Everything, Xanathar's Guide to Everything, and a few others. But again, these videos are mainly focusing on someone who just has a player's handbook. What can I build? This is it. So enjoy playing Ranger. It's a really fun class. Hunter and Beastmaster are your subclasses. We will be right back with the Rogue class next. What can you do with your Assassin or Thief? Many cool things the Rogue can do, so don't miss us. We'll see you again soon. Until then, keep rolling those dice, and we'll see you at the table.